countries or countries which have signed the treaty, the ICCPR, which have criminal libel laws, violate the ICCPR. So the implication and the implication, the clear and categorical implication is that if the criminal libel laws of party states are removed and the recourse of complainants is limited to civil suits for damages as a result of accusations of libel, there will be compliance with the ICCPR.
I'm talking about libel as a crime being retained, only the personal term is removed. In other words, the threat of a journalist being sent to jail, being arrested and confined, would be removed already. Because libel will stay, but only when the punishment is a fine. Plus, of course, it is in civil liability. You know why? Our position in Cebu is that only the personal terms will be removed for the following reasons. One, the quantum of proof would still be beyond proof beyond reasonable doubt, not mere preponderance of evidence. Second, it would have to go to the fiscal's office. If libel would be removed as a crime, totally, the offended party can directly go to court for civil damages. And third, it will also tell our public that we're willing to submit to some form of sanction, even to the extent of facing a criminal case. Would that not hew more to our principle of accountability?
Well, we understand that is a very tempting middle ground solution. No? But the problem with our revised penal code is that if a fine is imposed, and usually the fine that is imposed, the amount is double the amount of the civil indemnity. So if the damages is awarded to the civil complainant is say 500,000, in addition to this 500,000 that is to be paid to the complainant, the journalist accused will have to pay a fine of 1 million pesos. And under a revised penal code, if the convict cannot pay the fine, there is the alternative of imprisonment. So there is still the penalty of imprisonment even if a fine is imposed. And imposing a fine would be no different to the imposition of civil indemnity. The only difference is that the fine goes to the state, to the government, while civil indemnity goes to the complaining individual. So there's no difference between. If you're going to remove the penal, the imprisonment aspect of fine, it's just a difference of the fine, the amount going to the government, as compared to the civil indemnity going to the private individual whose reputation is alleged to have been damaged.
How about the proof required?
The proof will, well, of course, in the case of in criminal case, it's going to be proof beyond reasonable doubt. But as I said, there is the threat of imprisonment even if a fine is imposed, because there's subsidiary imprisonment if the fine is not imposed, because the journalist convict will have to pay the fine, and if he cannot, he will go to prison still.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. When?
Commissioner Lin and Sir Women's Board. I noted your insights and I do share many of them, but you now represent the public sector. The other one is assuming you're still with the USD, am I correct? What about the state? What is the participation of the state. By the state, I'm not referring to the structural changes, I'm referring more to these are various social actors. We talked about media development, we talked about challenging us. As a member of the Academy, we are very much included, but there are several collaborators for this project. And with government and state, I'd like to hear your proposition, because there has to be a balancing of efforts here. The Press Institute does its share, various media organizations, press councils, ADP, even the Philippine Association of Communication Educators. But collectively as a body, as a democracy, we have to work together to get to that level where we want to be. And now that we know the landscape, where we stand against the global media infrastructure, what is your take? Kung dapat at gawin ng gobyerno naman, siguro magandang marinig pa na lang.
My simple answer to your question is for the government to do its role as government. Execute the law, uphold the law, or as Attorney Joel is proposing, evaluate the law and make sure the law works to really promote a media landscape that makes for a better community, for a better society. Yesterday we heard a lot of discussions about the rights that are being challenged because of several propositions from the legislature. We would often, probably will never get out of that debate because the virtue of a free press, I think, would automatically prevent any form of intervention from the government. So that being said, what is left is for the other players, other stakeholders in the media, of the media to work together. So what I'm saying is that maybe we cannot really expect the government to really push for actual direct media intervention in terms of promoting the things that we discussed about accountability and all of these things. But at the very least, we can challenge or demand from our government to really make sure that it works for a media landscape that benefits everybody.
Thank you. I'd like to preface my comments by saying I'm no longer in government. I'm now completely in the private sector. So I can't really speak for government. Although we do have an advocacy to work with government to help them adopt technology. And this has been my advocacy even when I was in government as the Director General of the National Computer Center. We were pushing various agencies of government to adopt appropriate technology for their core applications and to help them to do their work, as Wally was saying, to help them to do their core tasks more efficiently. One thing I learned after working in government for many years is that there is still a very strong version within government, even in the National Computer Center where I was working, towards the sharing of information. So there has to be a mandate to a government official that he has to share his information. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get it out of you. I don't know if that's your experience also as journalist, as you talked about. Unless it's in their interest to share it, they will not share it. But there are a lot of information that government handles is public information. There's also private information that really should be kept private. This is private information. But public information should be made available. So again, maybe I can link this to our FOI advocacy. The FOI advocacy is very critical, so it will enable government with a mandate that public information should be shared. And the easiest way to share public information is to put it on a website, share it on the internet, be available to the public to answer questions and all these sort of things. I think that FOI bill is very critical to open up that shell of government to make the information, public information, really available to the public.
Yes, sir.
Kay Carla ito, pero sana si Carla? Ano raw, tatanong siya,